Anthony,
Yes.
we're here in Long Beach. You were homeless, you're visually impaired, you're on dialysis, some of your family let you down, and you still have a positive attitude. How do you do it?
Always keep God in my head. Have, always think about moving on, moving forward. I don't know what's the name of the artist, but I know the song. I don't know if that's the title of the song, but it's called Keep Moving Forward. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. I like that song. So that it's like I always thinking about just keep going and keep moving forward because I know ain't nobody gonna hold my hand, and I'm in this by myself. I feel like so I gotta keep my toes on the ground and keep going because I just feel like I just need to keep going. I just feel like I need to keep going because I don't want to die. Life is what I cherish. When I was homeless on the streets, I was like, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I tried all my best to go through the programs to get what I wanted, but I kind of lost track of your question right there.
Yeah, just about positivity, and you seem
Okay.
like you maintain a positive awareness, even though most would have given up.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just God and the will for just life. Just going forward and going forward. That's all I can think of.
Tell me about your childhood.
Ah, dang. My childhood, I feel like my childhood was dark and not good. It was always crying and all I can remember, well, it was traumatic that I can say. Uh, I my childhood. I was in foster care at age 2. Um, I was I was getting treated wrong with my parents. I was in the custody of my mother and grandmother. And from what I heard when I was a baby, I was always crying in the crib. That's what I heard. That was people told me. I was always crying in the crib, and nobody kind of attended to me. But I remember in a dream, it was some sort of like a nightmare every year. It was me connected to a whole bunch of tubes, breathing tubes, IVs and things connected to me, and got a bandage around my head. And the reason why I've been having those dreams is because it was my mind taking me back from when I was a baby is when I was abused, when I was traumatized from that injury, from the head injury. And I got hit in the head when I was 2 years old by a wooden object, and my head was expanding with fluid in the brain. And I had developed hydrocephalus because of the injury. And that's why I was at the hospital, and that's why I had those nightmares. And so I got taken away from my mom at 2. I was taken to a white family. Her name was Auntie Jean. I called her Auntie Jean. I had a uncle named Paul, and I had a little sister and a little brother. And they were all white. I was the only black person, and they fed me a lot. I was a fat baby. I was like a little penguin, like a little fat penguin. just waddling everywhere. And I remember, I remember on the swing, swinging, and they swinging me, and I see some watermelons and some grapes, and I'm just reaching for it, like, just fat, like, hey, like, I want that, like, stop swinging me. And then I had a big old afro, and then, yeah, it was just, I just remember little glimpses, you know, and of my childhood then when I was a baby, when I was like 4 years old. And then when I was 6 years old, I went to Linwood. And Linwood, California was the worst home I've been into, but I went in there, the first year was okay. I came in there when I was 6 years old, and then 7 years old, that's when they started abusing me, started hitting me, kicking me, whatever, verbally abusing me, telling me that my mama ain't nothing, that she ain't, your mammy, they ain't want you. That's what they tell everybody, you know, but I was a kid, so, you know, I was crying at that time, you know, and then, I remember going through the hallways, getting slapped upside my head for no reason. And, you know, and knowing I got because of the surgery that I had with the injury when I was a kid, they placed a VP shunt in my head to drain. They put a hole in my skull, and it drains the fluid, goes to my neck, to my stomach. So it would oops, sorry. So it would drain the fluid. Yeah, she used to hit me upside the head while I walked through the halls. I used to be outside. If I get in trouble with my foster brother, they, you know, tell on me. You know, I write like 5,000 standards, but it's not 5,000 standards in your room. It's 5,000 standards outside. I'm outside in the cold, in the rain. I'm cold and writing standards in the rain, not caring if the paper is wet or anything. I gotta write it down. And I think I was 7 or 8 at that time, and then I was a big child. I was a big fat kid, so they had me run. They had me exercise for punishment. So I was running back and forth, the backyard. They had me doing squats, just crying, just doing squats, crying. And then they would just torture me with exercises. I didn't like it. They beat me all the time. I remember when I was 9 years old, and my uncle at the home, I said something to his mother, my grandmother, my foster mother, and it was his mother. He was 33 years old, and it was heated, and he went in the garage. I was in the room, and I looked out the window. The blinds, to see if he's coming and to see what he's doing, and he went in the garage. And then I saw him come out the garage with a towel, with a long stick with a towel, and he's holding it with 2 hands. And then he brought it in the room, and then he put the barrel in my face, and it was 2 barrels that I seen. And he said, if you ever fuck with my mother again, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm like 9 years old, 8 or 9 years old. And I'm like, wow, what's going, you know? And I'm like, I'm scared, you know? And so they threatened me like that. They had me drink this stuff with water. They put black pepper, like if I cuss or say something wrong, or they put water, they put mustard, ketchup, relish, hot sauce, black pepper, a whole bunch of stuff, and made me get on my knees and hold my nose and tilt my head back and made me drink it. And if I spit it out, she was gonna kick me in my stomach. And she had surgery in her leg, and she was gonna kick me with her surgical leg. I'm like, come on. But
This was the second foster home, right?
this was the second foster home that I remember. Yeah, that I remembered. And so this was going on for 7 years though. I went in there since I was like 6 years old. So I was a baby, I feel like. I was a baby at that time. So I thought that's what a family was supposed to do or supposed to be. And I thought that's how a family's supposed to discipline their kids. I didn't know how a family's supposed to be because I was always sheltered with them and all this. I wasn't looking out in the world either to other families or see how other families lived because I saw how I lived and I thought this was normal. I thought me getting hit in the head, everybody get hit in the head. Me getting kicked and me being punished all the time and beaten. I thought I was supposed to get beaten all the time, you know? So I didn't really trip. I just wrote, at that time, I was writing stories. I remember I was writing stories as a kid. I was writing about a lion, about a talking lion, about having dreams and stuff like that and always dreaming and being optimistic lion. That's what I had, my story of. I keep touching it. That's what I had it about, an optimistic lion when I was like a kid, because that would keep me away from all the stuff that was going around me. I was living in it, so it's like I was trying to block everything by writing short stories and poetry when I was a little kid, and then I remember another incident. I remember going to the police station. They took me to the police station because the people she took my money from church. It was my birthday, and everybody in church gave me $5. So I got like $200 and something at that church that day. And I was like, I think 9 or 10, I think, and maybe younger than that. And she took all of my money, and I went to get my money back. So she had took me to the police and said that I stole her money. But I told the police that it was my money that she took. I was just getting it back. You know, like she wasn't getting it back to me. They gave me that money, you know? So it was like she knew the officer or the police because he had an office. And my foster brother came in with me. My foster brother only 4 years old. He's only 4 years old, right? And I think I'm 8, 7, 8. I know I was young, and I went in the office, and then I'm a little kid, my little brother walking in, I'm holding his hand walking in, and we both scared. We didn't know what was going on. It's just the tension that we felt was just, that I know I felt the tension. It was thick. It was thick. And then when I went in the office, he was like, "Oh, you causing your foster mother problems, huh? Da 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 da," and all this other stuff. And we're like, "No sir, no sir, da da da." He like, you know, like we're just being kids, you know, like dang. And then say, "Yeah, you da da da, this and that," and so he got out. He went in his drawer, and he got out 2 bullets. He got out of the box. He took the bullets out. He got a pen, and I remember he doing this, and he just wrote. He said, "What's your name?" I like, "Anthony." And he said, "All right, this is for you." He wrote my name on the bullet. Wrote my initial on the bullet. And he said, "What's your name?" And then he asked, you know, Atiba. It was both A's, you know. So he put his initials on the bullet. He said, "All right, this is your bullet and this is your bullet." And then he was talking to us, and he was like, and it was 2 officers standing in back of us. And then it said, "Put some bags on them because I don't want no blood splattering around in the office." I'm listening to this. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, he's not for real, and I'm scared. Like, I'm a little kid, and this is my little brother too. And then so he put the bags over us, and he put the hose for it. It was just covering. It was our head just showing, you know. and he put the bags over us, and we just sit in the chairs, and he was talking to us, and the bullets is just right in front of us, and he was just saying that, you know, if we gotta talk to him, if we don't say the right words, that he was gonna use that bullet. And that's the only memory that I remember from that, because I know some other stuff went on, but that's all I remember from that incident. But
So through your childhood, you've been to a bunch of foster homes.
okay, the reason why I stayed on Linwood, because that was the most trauma that I experienced. But I went through the white family, the one in Linwood. I went another one in Lancaster when I was 12 years old, 11. I was 12 years old. I was 12 years old, and I stood there for 2 months. I stood there for 2 months, and then my last one was in Compton. I was 12 and a half, all the way to 21. And that's all the foster homes that I've been in. But the one in Compton was my best one, the best one. I felt more comfortable in that home to be myself, you know, and my foster mother, I didn't get to do that with anybody, but with her, because I feel like this was the last one, I feel like it was the only one, I get to come home and talk to her. She talked to me. She listened. And every time when I do talk to her, she can repeat the stuff that I talked to her about. I'm like, wow, you did listen. Like, damn, like, okay, I like that. And then it made me feel more comfortable to talk to her and talk to her and talk to her and talk to her. Because it's like she's saying stuff back to me. It's like, man, damn, like nobody actually talks to me or listens to me and stuff like that. So when she be on the phone, when I come home from school, she be on the phone. And then she be like, oh yeah, how was school today? And then I tell her, and then my other foster brother don't talk to her because he's not talked to like me. And I talk to her, and then she like, all right, Miss So-and-so, I gotta call you back. My child just walked in, so I'm gonna talk to you later, okay? So she put a lot of stuff to the side to have time. She made time for me. I like that. I like that. So that was, and I stayed to that home to the rest of my foster years.
Okay. So they ended in a positiveness with that particular family.
Well, not so, but yes.
Okay.
Yes.
As we were talking earlier, you're visually impaired. What's the toughest thing about being visually impaired?
Oh, man. The toughest thing for me, I wish I could put this, the toughest on paper, the toughest for me is other people. I can't feel comfortable with my eyesight because people look at me and say, oh, you can see me, or they tell me what I can see, or they say, oh, look over there. Look, right there. It's just right there. I'm like, all right, you don't see this cane? I can't see it. I might look like I can see you. I can't see you. Okay? Like, it's like, the problem for me is that I've been blind in this eye since I was a baby. Blind in this right eye. My left eye always had been 20/20, so I can see before 2011, real clear. And since I can be able to see 20/20 since 2011, I don't walk around like I am blind or visually impaired, but I am visually impaired. And the cane helps me very well for me not to run into the cracks, over a curb, fall into a ditch, walk into pile of shit, walk into a puddle. Like before you saw me walk into a puddle, I maneuvered around it because I knew it was right in front of me because of the cane. So the cane really helps me. And other people, when they see me, they don't see that and they don't know. They're ignorant. I think people are ignorant of blind people because they don't know the difference between visually impaired and blind. And when I go out in the streets, I'm not faking anything. I'm using my ability and my skills on how I can maneuver with the cane. All I know how to do that, like, and if you have something to say, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself because you don't know what I see. You don't know what I have been through. You don't know how well my vision or how bad my vision is. So you can't assume anything, and that's my problem if other people be assuming my vision.
You were telling me, I think you were sharing with me before, that one of your eyes you have a detached retina.
Yes.
And then the other one you only can see silhouettes, or is that?
Well, this eye has a detached retina, so I can't see at all. And this also have a slightly detached retina, but the optic disc was really swollen from the fluid pressure that was in my brain, and it made the optic disc swollen, so no sight could come in the scope of my eye because the cones of my eyes, and there's different cones in the eyes that can see color, that can see shades, and can see other stuff. And it was blocking my vision. And right now the damage is done. So right now my vision is, everything is blurry. Everything blurry, and I have a blind spot. I can't see nothing. I can't see nothing right here. Right here. So in this spot, and right here, the peripheral I can see, but it's blurry. And I can see you, the shape, but I can't see your face details or what you got on.
What was life like before you lost your vision?
It was still, oh man, okay. It was rough, but I was happy, and I feel like my life motto is to never give up. It's always move forward. And you said what my life was about.
I mean, you were working, did you?
Okay, you said before my eyesight?
Yeah, before you lost your vision.
All right, so before, okay, I went to high school. I was going to high school. I graduated high school. I had a job at VIP Music Store in Compton. I went to Cal State Dominguez Hills. I was taking 9 classes. I was taking like 18 units. And on top of that, I was volunteering at the Compton Airport, and I was tutoring kids at the Compton Airport. And then after the foster care, I was homeless, and then I was still going to work. I was still going to work. I was working at the unemployment office in Compton and in LA on El Segundo and Avalon and El Segundo. And now it's closed down, but I was working. I was doing tutoring. I was going to school. I was working for a nonprofit organization called United Steps downtown LA on Skid Row. It was on 9th and San Pedro. And So they always have a lot of events for the homeless. So I always go out with a clipboard, and I used to ask people if they want to do an event. Do you want to come to an event? The events would be bowl with me. Everything was with me because the person that's over it, he picks them up. He picks the homeless people up. He gather them up and take them places, pay for them. He's a rich man. He's a rich man. So so I used to go around with a clipboard and get people's names and numbers if they have a number, or I write a area or a place where we're gonna pick them up at. You know, it's different spots where we pick them up at, and I go down there talking to people, writing names, interacting with people, asking why they're homeless and stuff like that. And interviews. I used to do interviews, and I used to do short film. Also, I was doing film, and I was the producer for a music video, and I was the casting director for the music video, at the same time, but to go back with the Skid Row, it was the organization I was with called United Steps. They had events called Bow With Me, Ride With Me, Skate With Me, Heal With Me. I went to their Heal With Me event. They had a lot of chiropractors, masseuses, energy people. They had a lot of doctors at the Yahoo Center, in Santa Monica. But I was doing that. I was with another organization called Mokiti, and it's called Men of Color in the Film Industry. I'm just a young guy coming out of foster care, homeless, trying to get into this field and industry. And I was always busy. As you can see, I was doing a lot. I was doing school, I was doing tutoring, I was tutoring the kids, I was doing the stuff I was volunteering. I was also getting tutored myself at my college. And then every other Friday, I used to do the Mokiti events. Every Friday, I do the downtown events for the United Steps. And then every other Friday, along with the Mokiti, we do what do you do when you go out in the public? I was going to George Washington Elementary in LA reading books to children. That's what I was doing before my blindness. I was reading books I was mentoring. I was mentoring children at George Washington Elementary School in LA. And I was doing a lot of stuff at one time. I was going to work with my luggage, homeless luggage, same clothes. I was going to school, same clothes, luggage, every day. And I just need to keep going. Like, just because I'm homeless doesn't mean I don't got a place to stay. I don't have food and stuff. Doesn't mean I don't go to work. Doesn't mean that I'm not gonna go to school. Even I'm gonna wash up as much as I can. I'm gonna do much as I can to go. So I just keep on going. And
that's incredible, because many people feel that homeless take from society. They're all on drugs. They all drink. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's choices that you make. Yes, people do be on those unfortunate situations, drinking and things, but that's different. People they cope with things different ways. And me, for me to cope with what I was going through, the thought of me is to not give up, because I felt like if I give up, I was just gonna wither and die, and that was not my thing, because I feel like every single person has a purpose, and I feel like those people that turned to drugs and drinking, I feel like that was their only go-to. That was their only escape. That was their only friend they can talk to. I feel like, because I didn't go that route, because I had a teacher in my life / mentor. He was my 10th grade teacher, and he saw what I was going through in my home, in my foster home, and he heard the different stories, and he kept in contact with me for years, and every time I hit something or I ran into something, I was homeless. He didn't give me a place to stay, but he gave me a place to come over for the weekend. He knew I was homeless, but he didn't care. He just said, you need to come over to my house, spend the weekend, just be comfortable, bring your clothes, we'll wash your clothes, we'll take you to eat, I had somebody to be there for me, and that's what I had in my head, like, okay, I don't need to go to the drugs, I don't need to do this, because I have somebody that really want me to do good, and I want to do good for myself, so I want to try my best to make this person happy so I can be happy, and it was just like, so that's why it was just different for other people, because I felt like I had somebody that I could talk to and turn to.
So the two most important people you would say in your life are the foster family in Compton.
Yes.
And the teacher.
On the dot, yes. On the nose, yeah. You said it right, yes. Yeah, those are the most influential people in my life. I felt a very good connection, a very strong connection, with my foster mother. If you don't mind me telling about
Sure.
this situation. But my foster mother died 2 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago. I used to come visit her when I was doing well off. I was off. And I didn't care, because she was the one I can talk to about these problems. And she did it all my life, and she was still there for me, and I was happy. And then so I came there after being terminated and everything, and being homeless, coming over there asking for, I come over there for food, I come over there for money, and she gives me something. I pay her back, because that's the person I am. Because I had a job, I just didn't have enough money to support myself on the streets. So she, I forgot what I was about to say about her. I got it now. So I always had a lot of respect for her, of who she was and who she is, and how she presented herself, and how she wanted her home, and how she wanted her circle to be like, and stuff like that. One time, I don't take it wrong. I do not take it wrong. One time I came home, that's my home, always gonna be my home. And she was like, don't come back until you look more presentable. And I'm like, in my head, I'm not gonna argue with her or anything. And I understand where she's coming from, because she always taught me that when I was growing up with her, to always look presentable when you come out, when you come out the house, and so I was homeless, and I was on the street, so how could I, and so I didn't come around as much. I felt bad, but I did call. I did call and I did say, how you doing, all this stuff. And I was telling her, but I didn't come around no more. And then I stopped coming around, and then I started doing dialysis. And I started feeling really messed up. And then now I don't want to talk to nobody because I don't like how I feel, how I talk to people. I don't want to feel, I never felt this way. I don't want people to feel like, oh, you just faking. Yeah, other people going through worse stuff. I'm like, yeah, I know, but this is how I'm feeling right now, and I can't change how I feel. All right, can you just talk to me? You know, it's like they think that I'm trying to. It's like, no, bro, no. So, but talking to her make me feel okay. Lost my train of thought again.
What was life like when you were homeless?
My mind just always thought about food and about my future, because I feel like my future is not set. And can you ask me that question again?
What was your life like when you were out on the streets homeless?
My life was like still like I don't have a future because I felt like I was set up for failure from the foster care system. And it made me feel like if I reach out for help, I'm not gonna get any help. So I never asked for help because whenever I did, none was given to me. And the help that were given to me, it wasn't the help that I was asking for. So it's like they thought they were helping me, but they wasn't helping me. So it was just like hopeless in a way, but not hopeless, because it was like if I worried about other people or ask other people to do stuff for me, I'm gonna go crazy because it's not gonna be not to my liking. It's just, in a way, I don't know what to ask for, you know?
Do you ever get down?
A lot, but I always, when people talk to me and conversate with me, or just say hi, I'm gonna light up. I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna smile. I'm like, hey, what's going on? You have a good day? Yeah, you have a blessed day. You know, everything's all right. And then I turn around and I just go right back to normal, like back into my head. Like I'm into my head. I'm in my head all the time. And I think that's how it's like. I'm in my head all the time. Because right now, because of my sight, I can't see what's going on. I can't feel what's going on. So that's why I'm in my head all the time. Before you said how it was like being homeless, when I can see, it was like scared to eat, scared when I'm gonna eat, scared of if I'm gonna catch a disease or something on the streets, like the bird swine flu that was going around at the time. It was just a whole bunch of stuff that I was worried about, just getting sick. I always thought that I was gonna be okay because I looked at other people and I was like, okay, I'm not that way, so I shouldn't be that way. And it's like, okay, yeah, I am homeless, but I shouldn't act homeless. Well, yeah, I don't have a shower, but I shouldn't act like I don't take showers or don't look like I don't take a shower, you know? So I always wanted to feel normal like everybody else. So I didn't seem like I was homeless. I just seemed like I was just walking around with everybody else. But I had my bags. I was sleeping on the bus stops. trains and things like that. I remember sleeping on the train and fell out, you know.
Did you have your vision at that time?
For 2 years being visually impaired, at that time, I don't remember because I was homeless while I lost my sight too.
Yeah, you were sharing me previously when you were working, I think, at one of the companies.
Sorry.
You went to work and your coworkers.
Oh yeah.
You expressed that you said you couldn't see, and they helped you, and then that was about the same time where they all looked out or tried to look out.
Oh yes. All right. Now this was surprising because the only reason why they did that is because I brought my luggage, and I got a letter in the mail from Department of Children and Family Services saying, you, on my birthday, February 16th, and I forgot what year it was, but February 16th, and it was saying, you've been terminated from DCFS, You are 21, you're of age now, and all the other stuff. So that was it. And then she had me stay there for a couple months. I didn't pay her. She was taking everything I got now. And but I don't take that wrong. She deserved all that she was asking me for. I just didn't have it. And I felt like that I shouldn't give it to her because that was all I got. I didn't want to give you everything that I had and not live. For me, if I'm homeless and if I'm not supposed to be staying here, and if I leave in the streets, how am I supposed to survive on anything on the streets? Well, yeah, I got food stamps to put in the house, but I can't be at the house all day. You know, so I gotta be at work, I gotta do something, I gotta be at school. Well, I was at school and work, but so I got tired of that. So I was like, no, I can't have you take all my stuff. So I'm going on the streets. I'm leaving. I can't do this. I jeopardized my housing, courts, whatever, to go on the streets. And so when I went to work, I had my luggage, my little roller thing, and some other in a big old bag, and I had some stuff with me, and I brought it to work with me. Well, I brought it to school, and then I brought it to work, and I worked at the unemployment office, so I had to wear a suit. I wear a suit and tie and stuff, and so they're like, oh, what's that? I'm like, well, I'm 21. I got terminated from the DCFS system. DCFS. I don't have nowhere to go. My foster mother kicked me out. I don't have nowhere to go. So that's why I'm bringing my clothes with me. And they're like, oh man, so he was in the same cubicle as me, same office, different cubicle, right next to me. And then he was just calling people, and he was calling different people in the office. He was like, man, he don't have no place to stay, da. And then it was some people there that had resources. So she had called her resources downtown, and she called the LA Rescue Mission. So she called LA Rescue Mission, called them for a bed. And then I went over there for a bed, and they said, oh yeah, we got a bed for you. All you have to do is come before 8, and we got you. So so I did work, I went to school, and then after I went to school, I went downtown, caught the bus, went downtown to LA Rescue Mission, got the address, still trying to figure out my sight and how to use the cane, because I didn't know how to use the cane at that time. And at that time, I'm just tapping, because that's how they taught me how to use it. And I had a raindrop tip. So I came there, and then I asked for my bed, And like, oh yeah, we heard about you. Yeah, they called in for you, da da da. Oh, unfortunately, we gave you a bed away. I'm like, but it's before the damn time. Like, I didn't even come at 8. I'm here at 6. I came here before just to see if my bed is gonna be. Yeah, we gave you a bed away, and then I called my friend, and I called my coworker, and I was like, yeah, they said they gave up my bed, and I thought you knew her. I'm like, yeah, that's my friend. That's my close friend from high school, and she said, and she told me that she saved you a bed, and she said if you come before this time, I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah, you told me, and I told her what you said, and she said she still gave my bed away, and I was like, dang. And then she said, well, you can come over to my house and just spend the night there, and I went in her room and slept on and made a pallet on the floor. I was big at the time too, so I was like, damn, why I can't sleep in the bed? But I slept on the floor on a pallet, and she slept on the couch, in her living room, and then the next day, her son came and picked me up from work. Came off of work and picked me up from Skid Row and took me to his mama house, and I spent the night at his mama house. I remember her name, Stephanie. I don't remember her last name, but yeah, Stephanie. And yeah, they all chipped in to help me, and they gave me a little bit of money, but it was like, I think like $40, $50, but it was all right, It was just a little tip because they knew I was working. They knew I was part-time. I wasn't full-time, so yeah, that was that time.
If you had 2 wishes,
Oh man,
what would they be?
I wish if I had 2 wishes, what they would be. One wish would be for me to have a job or something to do to keep my mind busy, to stop thinking about everything what I'm going through. All right, so my second thing, my second wish is, man, I got so many wishes, but I don't know if this wish is, I don't know if that's a wish to be comfortable, but a wish is my first wish is to be busy. My second wish, that's hard. It's a lot of things to narrow down to 2. My second wish is have a relationship with just have a relationship with people. I wish I could be normal. I wish not normal, because everybody's different. everybody got something wrong. But like I said, I wish I can be myself. I feel like I'm not myself a lot. And if I do be myself, somebody is stopping me from being myself. I don't know if that's a wish. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking about really hard right now, but I don't know why I'm thinking like that. But I wish to have a home, to have all my family members together.
Okay.
All my brothers and sisters that got broken up from the foster care system, because that's what I feel like I need is family, around. That's what I wish.
To communicate,
Yeah, to communicate with my family. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Anthony, for sharing parts of your life with me. I appreciate it, and I will keep you in my prayers.
All right.